Hey guys, welcome to today's video where I'll be sharing with you some rune combinations for the Chalice of Opulence, used to get the new Menagerie weapons and armor. Not all of the combinations have been found yet, so the ones we'll be focusing on in this video are the Austringer hand cannon, the Beloved Sniper, the Callous mini-tool SMG, and the Drang Sidearm. We'll cover the rest of the weapons and all of the armor at once when those combinations are found. For the first part of this video, I wanted to share with you guys the fastest method for farming runes and how to be really efficient with Imperials so you can upgrade your Chalice faster. But if you already know that stuff, you can skip to the time on the screen now. Just know that watching the entire video would help me out tremendously. To gather a lot of runes, you first want to make sure you've completed the 4 weekly bounties from Benedict or Werner. And if you do them on all characters, you'll have a guaranteed 12 runes. And you'll also get a ton from opening up the weekly chest on the Nessus Barge. But your next option is to farm for runes with a consumable. You can buy a rune finder consumable from either the Season of Opulence vendors for Glimmer and Shards, and once consumed, this will give you a 4-hour buff. This is going to increase your chances of getting 1 to 2 runes to drop from strikes, crucible, or gambit matches. Always have one of these active if you're playing these activities, because when you use a rune finder, it does increase the chances for an extra rune to drop for other players in your fire team. There are currently 2 really quick ways to farm these runes. The first is by playing the weekly Crucible playlist, which is Mayhem this week. Games of Mayhem go really fast. On average, they take about 5 to 6 minutes. If you're not much of a PvP player or just want an alternative method to mix things up, your next best option is to run the Lake of Shadows strike, available from the EDZ map. This strike will take you on average 4 minutes to complete, and can be completed even quicker with a coordinated team. Each run of a Crucible match, strike, or gambit match will reward you with at least 1 rune, and 2 if you're lucky. To check how many runes and what kind of runes you've gotten, just open up your Chalice and hover over one of the squares. Now, to acquire different runes, you'll need to upgrade your Chalice by unlocking the rune compatibility perks. Each of these perks allows you to obtain red, and then green, and then blue runes. So if you want the loot right away, upgrade the rune compatibility perks. But if you want to be more efficient, I'd recommend avoiding doing what I did, and instead upgrade power and efficiency too. The reason is because this perk allows for an additional weekly reward from the Menagerie chest, but more importantly, it allows for the chance to get more Imperials from playlist activities, like Gambit, Crucible, and Strikes. It also allows you to buy 3 of the Wealth of the Emperor buffs from Werner, that boost the Imperial currency drop rates. And Imperials are tough to come by, unless you've got a team who can help you knock out all of the easy and even tough Menagerie triumphs. So solo players might want to consider unlocking power and efficiency too, rather than getting more runes, but it's totally up to you. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the rune slots themselves. The top square lets you decide what item you're getting. Depending on the description of the rune, you could go for a class item, a submachine gun, gauntlets, leg armor, power armor, etc. The top rune always determines what kind of item it will be, and the square to the left will determine the variation of that item. For example, if you put in a rune first that says you're getting a submachine gun, putting in a second rune will determine what type of submachine gun it will be, or what type of armor it will be. Without the second square open, I don't think it's possible to guarantee any of these new weapons or armor. You've just got a chance at them, which is why you want to unlock the left square slot. So let's take a look at how you can get the hand cannon, SMG, sniper rifle, and sidearm. For the Austringer hand cannon, you'll need to enter in a green rune of desire, and in the second slot, you'll need to enter in any red rune. For any weapon that requires a green rune, you'll need the second rune compatibility perk unlocked. Just keep that in mind. The curated role for this weapon comes with corkscrew rifling, tactical mag, outlaw, and rangefinder. I'm a little disappointed that this can't roll with things like explosive payload or kill clip, and the possible perks are pretty limited, especially since you typically aren't gunning for an Eye of the Storm, Air Assault, Substance, or Underdog perk on a hand cannon. For the Callous mini-tool submachine gun, you'll need to enter in a purple Rune of the Beast in the first slot, and then the same Rune of the Beast in the second slot. The curated role comes with Fluted Barrel, Light Mag, Eye of the Storm, and Underdog. Not terrible, but also not the greatest role. You'll probably want to go with something like Surrounded and Grave Robber, or Feeding Frenzy and Threat Detector. Don't forget this weapon also synergizes with Mida Multi-Tool, allowing for superb handling and faster movement speed. Although that means you actually kind of have to use Mida Multi-Tool. For the Beloved Sniper Rifle, you'll need to enter in a purple Rune of Jubilation in the first slot, and any red rune in the second slot. The curated roll comes with chambered compensator, accurized rounds, box breathing, and a new perk called No Distractions, where aiming the weapon for a short time reduces flinch, and the effects are pretty serious. Honestly, the curated roll is probably the best here, so I'm definitely going to grind for this one. For the Drang Sidearm, you'll need to enter in a green rune of Pride, and then in the second slot, a purple rune of the Beast. The curated roll includes full bore, accurized rounds, quick draw, and rampage. Swashbuckler is also an option on the gun, which might be better to go for. This weapon also synergizes with the exotic hand cannon Sturm, allowing Sturm to receive overcharged rounds. Sidearms are great right now, so this is definitely one you want to go for. If you farmed a lot of runes and have a stockpile of them, you can continue to farm the chest for the Menagerie loot by entering in combinations into your chalice and then running into the next loading zone and then back to the chest. You can get as many items from this as you can make combinations in the time that's allotted. And that's pretty much all the guaranteed stuff we know for now. You do have a small chance at getting some of the other stuff with one rune, but it's not worth wasting runes until you know 100% on how to get something. Since it does seem like the Opulence stuff has a lower drop rate, although maybe that's just me getting unlucky. One thing's for sure, there's a lot of Exodus down gear in this chest. I'll keep you guys updated when more stuff is revealed, and that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching.